collab. There we go. All right, everybody, good afternoon.
Good
We're
afternoon.
here.
This is our new time slot because the other times kind of got people was like hungry, and I don't understand because apparently we can't stick in our hour time slot when we talk books. So now we have all the
I
time in the world.
I am gonna
Woo!
say next month's book club, Crystal.
We're gonna schedule a couple hours.
We're gonna schedule a couple hours because the next one is longer, but we'll discuss that later.
That's good.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm probably gonna listen to all of them again.
We'll see if my work will allow that. We'll see.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a heck. But anyways, we're here to discuss July's book, and we all finished it.
Yup.
Yay! Yay! I'm gonna try not to yawn. We got the anti-yawning juice. Hopefully.
We'll see. I already yawned earlier, but that was before you
Don't
got here.
juju the chat. Don't juju the chat. Don't put that juju in here. Okay.
You're probably
So,
gonna start it. Just saying.
no, yeah. Yeah, that's usually what happens. It's
Anyways,
usually me that starts it. Okay. So, Above the Ashes, which um I will say I am very pissed off that book 2 is not out because I wanted to immediately start book 2 as soon as I finish book 1. This is,
Yeah.
and I will be honest, and I hate to say this, all the authors that we have read so far with these last couple months, have not made me itch to read the second book as much as this one. That I loved this book.
Mhm.
Do I remember most of it? No, because I've read a lot since then, but I will sit, this is a book I will sit and reread. I
yeah,
loved it that much. What about y'all?
that's yeah. I thought it was very engaging and a good mix of. I think it was something that I needed a break of my normal reading.
Mhm.
I've been in a dystopian post-apocalyptic vibe lately. So
Yeah.
yeah, this book was definitely like you guys said. It had me kind of slightly annoyed that the second book wasn't out to figure out what happens, but it was a good mix of survival, magic, romance. I mean, I could have used a little bit more romance in my opinion. Um, but if that's my only negative about the book, we'll take
Mhm.
it. Kendall, you just finished it. So what is
Yeah.
your fresh thoughts on the book?
I'm still in my feels right now.
Okay.
But no, it was really good. I really I'm in the same boat with you guys because the way it ended without being like too, into it early on, it was just it was like twist after twist after turn,
Mhm.
and I couldn't get, like, I had 100 pages left this morning and I read it all in one sitting. I gobbled that up. It was like that book was so good.
Nice.
Um so yeah.
Yeah. I had to read the last line to be like I forgot if the part I thought happened at the end it did happen at the end. So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Cuz like
but keep going.
nah, no, it's good. I'll
Okay.
probably say it later.
Okay. I basically answered the first two questions.
Yeah. I feel like we need
Yeah.
to delete one of those two because I feel like
Yeah.
they are the same.
Yeah, they're the
Um,
same. I
I
feel
didn't
like.
answer the second one because I feel like the first one answers that. So I'm deleting that
Yeah,
now because I feel like
cool.
we don't need
So
both.
we're deleting the first
But
question.
first or second, I mean, it's all the same,
I'm
in my
deleting the
opinion.
first one. Yeah.
It's one of those words like they really could be paired together.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
the favorite scene and part and the moment that really stuck with you, I feel like can be the same but also different at the same time, depending on the book.
Yeah.
Depending on the
I
book. Yeah.
I had two different things because I didn't really have a favorite part it was more like a favorite scene. If my favorite part was like the scenes where the groups were forced to work together.
Yeah.
They didn't trust each other, especially Jason, and the main character.
Yeah.
Her name just left me. I don't know why.
Elle. We'll
Hilarious.
just call her Elle.
Okay, that's what I was gonna call her, but I knew that wasn't her actual.
I know what her
full name.
actual name is, but I don't want to say it wrong and embarrass myself. So Elle is what we got.
Done.
Uh,
Okay.
I thought it was a Larry.
You know what? And you could be so right about that.
L. Yeah.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
those, I think that whole section with them, the Tenson, and it showed the characters the best, like truly of what they were and things like that. So I think that was my favorite part or scene. The moment that really stuck with me is different, but we'll discuss that in a minute.
Yeah.
What about you guys? Did you guys have a favorite part or scene or?
My favorite scene is when she finally comes clean about like who she is, and Ruth is just so accepting of her.
Yeah.
Everybody else is like, "What the fuck?" But like Ruth is like, "That's okay." Like I feel like Ruth is like the
Is it Ruth or Rena? I
It's
thought her name was
Rena.
Rena.
Rena. I don't know where
Yeah.
Ruth came from.
Those
I'm like,
musicals
wait.
yesterday.
That's what it was. Um, Rena definitely stuck with me. She was one of my favorites, and I loved how she just was like, "Okay, I want to know everything about you. I love you, but
Mhm.
but I'm here for like let's get this shit figured out also."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I also the other favorite scene I have is where she secretly hears him masturbating.
Girl.
That one was great.
I forgot to turn that little thing on. Hold on.
Eh, might need to every now and then.
Disclaimer, I can't fix it. So let's be a little more PG-13 and not R.
I feel like this book doesn't really need the R minus that
Yeah.
one part.
Okay, yeah, because that's like one
I
of
feel
I
like that
think
was a very minor part of the whole book itself. I
it
mean,
was. It was. I just found it very funny that like we hear it happen and then she heard it and he's like, "Oh fuck, she heard everything." And it was one of those like moments that just kind of this badass type of character just like almost seems like he got his hand caught in the cookie jar. So
Yeah.
literally.
I literally um so I so I thought that was one of my favorite scenes because Kendall actually read that while she was at my house yesterday,
Oh, that's great.
and
Yeah.
I thought it was hilarious. I was laughing so hard after I read that.
Yeah, that was good.
So yeah,
Kendall.
Yeah. My favorite part, honestly, I don't think I have a favorite part per se. I think a lot of it just has to do with like I think the point that really stuck with me was also just like that moment that Jason and Larry shared towards the end because I have been waiting for something to happen the entire book.
yep,
It
Yeah.
was something where like I could not figure out what Jason's deal was, and you finally get some of it. And it stuck with me because it really shifted how I viewed him as a character.
Mm-hmm.
Because for the longest time I always had like that one question we always ask of like who like which character did you like the most, which one did you like the least? And it was one of those where like I thought it was going to be Jason, and then after reading that piece I was like, "Oh." So,
Yeah,
it really flipped a lot of things around for me.
yeah,
for sure.
yeah. Um, I will say I'm excited to see like one thing, and this is something we will discuss later, but knowing who she is, I am intrigued to see how they're going to get her back.
Right, because I feel like that's going. Yeah, that's got to be the end point.
Yeah.
At least
Yep.
try. And like, is everybody still alive down there? And you know,
Yeah, after
Yeah.
everything that
so many
happened.
questions. Yeah.
But as we keep going, I'll it's all coming back to me now, and I'm like, okay, I want to talk about everything.
So did you
So,
guys have a moment that really stuck with you, other than the scenes we already talked about?
The ending.
the ending.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, but you know why for me. Ooh, honestly, actually more so like the gore aspect. Not necessarily any particular scene, but like a lot of the gore because you get introduced to it really early
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
book, and when you think it couldn't get any more grotesque, it does.
Yeah.
The
It
more you
Yeah, I
get like
remember thinking like some of the scenes were like they're eating this like rotten corpse, and I'm like, oh god, I would not survive in the apocalypse.
I wouldn't
yeah,
either.
like I was eating breakfast this morning while reading, and I will admit this is the first time I ever got a little sick to my stomach and I couldn't finish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get
It
that. That is not a good time to be
what
Yeah, no.
reading that.
that stuck with me though. That honestly is what did stick with me. It was like the realism in it. Because if that actually happened, that kind of shit would happen in the real world as like
Mm-hmm.
a survival
Right.
instinct. So it happening, I'm like, that terrifies me because that's actually happened in the world, in history. Um, no,
Yeah.
thank you. Uh,
Yeah. No.
I'll die. Thanks. I'll just die of
Pretty much.
starvation if.
I am such a picky eater that I'm just
Oh, I know.
either I know. Either just not let me know where it came from and I should be fine. But if you make me see it and do it, no fucking
No,
I'm
no.
not gonna.
Yeah.
That's me with
I'll
like
just
deer
starve.
meat. I don't want to see the deer beforehand. I'll eat the deer, but I don't want to see the deer beforehand. Like when it's alive. If you show me it dead in I don't care. Don't show me it alive, being happy. Don't show me that.
Prancing
Yeah.
around like Bambi.
Yeah, I don't want to see that. Cause then I'm like,
No.
I don't want to eat it. I don't want to eat
Yeah.
it. But that's what stuck with me was it
I
very gruesome, can be
yeah.
very gruesome.
I think the one that stuck out with me the most is when Elle used her powers in front of everybody for the first time.
Yeah,
So like where they were
Yeah.
trying to rescue those people and like the people's
Yeah.
reaction in those cages of the consequences of what she can do with herself.
yeah,
That like and like her loneliness and everybody's gonna hate her afterwards, but definitely like Ruby? No,
Rena,
fuck.
Rena.
Rena,
Rena. Damn it, Shelby.
Rena. I've
But
done my
her
job. I
reaction,
fucked everything up.
her reaction to Elle definitely helped. But like, I could just imagine, especially all of you people they just rescued. Like, they were
Yeah,
like, "No, stay
Mhm.
away from me. Like, I don't want anything to do with you. Let's stay,
Mhm.
far away." Like, could you imagine what she would felt like? To like, it's not anything she did. It's not like she was trying to keep people at a distance, and it was just an accident. And
yeah.
I just know she was fighting somebody. Like, but still, like, that probably hit me the most. That was
Mm,
yeah. So
yep, yep. It that was crazy. That was I thought for sure some shit was gonna happen, and then like they were like, so we know who you are. It's like,
hmm
okay, okay. Well,
yeah.
what character did? Well, actually, how did the book make you feel when you finished it? Basically, is what I think we asked in the beginning.
Yeah, I feel like we've kind of all answered that. We really
Yeah,
wanted to
Yeah.
dive into book two, but I don't even think there's an ETA on book two.
there isn't.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna delete that one out of mine, just because
Yeah,
enjoy it. Why not is basically talking about when we finished it. So I'm deleting that question.
done. Okay.
Cool. So what character did we like the most and the least
I
throughout?
didn't have a least one. It was Jason for a little bit because his
Yeah.
attitude and but like halfway through the book, it kind of switched and like when you start to learn more about him, I was like, okay, well, I didn't really have a least. That's not obvious. Of course, like that. Who were they hunting? Like the Witcher,
The
The
siren.
siren.
Siren. Of course, her but I feel like that's a given.
Yeah.
But Rena was probably my favorite. I really liked her look, her great positive attitude towards everybody. She didn't care. She didn't judge too harshly, which of
Yeah.
course you really got to judge and you got to trust people and things like that. And her loyalty to the team, even finding out who everybody was, she was like, okay, that's fine. Like, we can deal with it. We can work through it, type
Yeah.
thing. She was by far
Yeah.
my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with like Rena being like up there. Because I put her as my answer because I feel like all of that is very rooted in this like awareness of like the situation that everybody is in. Also mixed with like the fact that she puts a lot of faith in these gods that are in the world.
Hmm.
And it's very deep rooted, and she uses that not necessarily as a crutch but as a way to get her like it's like when you're living in a world where it's like, dang, what's the point? I
Yeah.
feel like
Yeah.
it's really important to have something to hold on to and believe in.
Have
Mm-hmm.
that positivity and the
Yeah.
optimism that's there in all the darkness.
Yeah, especially when you see someone like Jason.
Yeah.
Like towards the end of the book, you figure out what's really driving him, and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
whoa. And
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
yeah,
And
I think that's something that I really like about Rena.
yeah.
Yeah.
I shockingly I put well, I didn't put, but I did cuz um I really really liked Rena, but I also towards the end I ended up falling in love with Jason
Mm-hmm.
because it's like
Aww.
he has all of this stuff he's internally battling with himself, and I think this is another question later, but I'm going to kind of use it now and then I can just repeat myself. But I also relate to Jason, like holding in so many secrets, holding on to so much, and then it just finally comes out in the end in
Um,
like, I relate to Jason. I think that's why I was pissed off at him at first, and then as time went on, I ended up just loving him. I was like, everything you're doing makes complete sense, and I know you're gonna pick Kai in the you're gonna always pick Kai. I know
right.
you are, and I I love him, but I also love Rena too. She's like
Yeah.
that sweet little bubbly, optimistic cutie that I love. So it's like I loved both of them. The least favorite character I hated was the witch,
Yeah.
but we will discuss
Yeah.
that later. I did not like the witch.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was very plot twisty what happened.
It's
Yes.
very
So
plot twisty.
I was not expecting that, and I wasn't expecting Jason when he was like, he was ready to die.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
that
Ev-
part was like, man, like, could you imagine, like, you'd be like, I really don't want to continue with life. And then your
Yeah.
friend saves you, and you're like, or your brother, I guess they weren't really brothers, but that's how they looked at each other.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what, could you imagine that? Like,
I do have to say the depth of this book is probably what made me really like it.
mm-hmm.
Cuz some books they just skim. This one had like depth. Kind of
so
like
much.
Fourth Wing, Akatar, all of these books that I enjoy reading. Each character, it's like their whole entity. It's not like they're just there. There's a
Yeah.
whole story and entity with these characters, and I love them all differently for different reasons and hate them for different reasons. So that's something I really value in a book, and this book hit it. and I really hope to
Yeah.
meet this author again because I really would love to talk with her about her
Discuss,
book.
for
Yeah,
sure.
and know how she came up with these wonderful characters that we're learning about. I'm sorry, continue.
Mhm. I think if you were entering, I think we kind of answered that one, unless anybody else got anything else to
Yeah.
say.
No.
I'm good.
Okay, so we know who Shelby related to in the
Guess it's
book
the
and
next
why.
question.
Kendall, do you have anybody?
Oh man. Probably. Oh man, that's really hard. I want to say, okay, watch me answer one way and then switch and answer a different way halfway through my explanation. But
But
I'd
that's what
probably,
books can do, so
yeah,
go for it.
yeah. I'd probably say, Crystal, have you answered? Can we circle back?
Yeah, not a
Okay.
problem.
Okay, I gotta think about this one.
I hit Rena, because it's not so much that I relate to her, but I would like to. I would really like to have her positive outlook on everything, because I know I can be a little like, oh great, here it comes, like here comes the bad news or whatever. When
That's what happens every time I sit in a doctor's chair anywhere, dentist or doctor. I'm like, all right, how long do I have to live?
exactly,
Like
it's like,
that's
and I want that positivity, and
yeah,
like I do have that loyalty to her family, like to a point. But there's
yeah,
so many bridge times you can burn a bridge that I'm like, you know what, you just need to, but we won't
yeah.
go into my family drama at the moment. So
We'll talk about that later.
um
Talk about that later.
in a whole nother therapy session. But anyways, I would say her in some way, mainly because I would like to strive to be that positive, especially after losing her sister and everything else she went through in life. Like,
Yeah,
she was always looking on the bright side, and it would be nice to have that.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't always have that, but
yeah. That's what that was. I heard something slam and I was like, what the heck? They're both sleeping. I realized the cat food just went off.
Oh,
Yeah.
Annabelle's like, get out of the way.
Out of the way. They're both here, so there's no way. Like they
Yeah.
yeah. So
Kendall. Now
Okay, I got it. I
you
got
got
it.
it?
okay.
I got it.
Okay.
So after 2 minutes of thinking about it, I think I had to relate to anybody in that book. I'd relate to a Larry the most.
Okay.
And not necessarily the whole she lost her home part or anything. It's more like I always viewed her curse, not being able to touch anything without it crumbling to ash.
Yeah.
It's like she's holding on to this fear of like if I get close to anybody, I could lose them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she's forced to put people at arm's length. And you see that on a literal level with her curse, and you see that from this like relationship perspective where it's like she's like I can't get close to these people because I'm not going to be here very long. And it just like it's like such a big obstacle, and it's like it's hard for her to be vulnerable
Mhm.
with
Yeah.
these people, especially under those circumstances. And I see a little bit of that in myself. It's like that fear of being vulnerable and then having loss of some kind as like a horrible consequence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get
So,
that.
but the fact that like we're able to see that she can still get what she wants despite all of that, despite those obstacles was really like eye-opening. And then
Mhm.
of course the author in the story had to kick us in the pants and be like, "Guess what?" Oh.
Yeah.
So that aside, it
Okay.
was really eye-opening to see.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that answer. That's a good answer.
Okay.
Do y'all have anybody who you wish had more development in the book?
I feel like that's kind of hard to say. I feel like we got quite a bit of development from everybody.
I agree.
At least the core four.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like the guy, Kai, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like he grew the least. Like
Maybe,
Rena didn't really grow either to a point, but like you learn more about her and the way
Yeah.
she is and why she is the way she is.
Yeah.
I feel like he had the least growth.
I mean,
But
growth, I agree.
growth, yes.
I agree. Because there's a lot of just like mentions of his past and the trauma, and that's all you really get. So you learn a lot about him, sure, but where growth is like you see it with Larry, you can kind of see it with Rena just a little bit,
Yeah.
and even Jason at that one turning point. Yeah, but no, Kai is that was
Yeah.
sneaky.
Yes, but I feel like, and I could be wrong, but I'm also one of those people. I am always trying to predict the next thing, which is why books like this pull me in because I couldn't guess what was going to happen next.
see, Kai's development, I saw coming. There were Easter eggs throughout the book that I'm like,
Yeah.
he's probably like Lord, you know.
He's a prince.
He's yeah, he was some kind of royalty or something.
I got it right then and there as
Yeah.
a
So that didn't surprise me, but every other twist, and I'm like,
yes.
I didn't see this coming. But okay, let's
But
continue.
the crazy thing is you learn about him and you even go into his point of view and you see his thoughts and you see everything, but it still, I feel, was held back.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Which
have a
maybe it's being held back for a reason.
yes. So I
Yeah.
have a feeling, and I did like it's one of those gut feelings. I don't know where this could go. I'm not the author, but I feel like because of what happened at the end of book one, we're going to get a lot of Kai in book two.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, I feel like there's gonna be like she reads my mind.
I mean, that's exactly what we were saying.
Yeah.
I think the author did it to a point because usually you see the development of the two main characters, which in this point is Tal and Kai.
Yeah.
Yes, the other two are pretty important, but you saw more growth and development, especially with Jason, who's not a huge main character. You saw more growth from him, so I think, yeah, to that point, we're going to see a lot more in depth and maybe, you saw some. I don't know, expected
Yeah.
more from the main character, and
Yeah.
it's funny because like we pretty much haven't mentioned him a whole lot, and he was like
No.
the main
Main
side
male
character,
character.
right? And
Yeah.
I'm like, to me, not there's nothing against that, but I'm like, there might be a reason that is the way it is.
There might be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or he just might not be that important.
He
No?
I mean he could die. You don't know. Um
Right.
but
Shelby just
Oh
kill
my
him off.
god.
It's
yeah,
fine.
he may die. He may die. You know, I'm not Lord Farquaad here, but we'll just some of you may die, but that is a sacrifice the
Sacrifice
author is
I'm
willing to
willing
make.
to. Yeah.
Um but I definitely feel just like Romeo said, like I feel like there's going to be so much more depth going into the second book.
Mhm.
And I feel like because of what happened at the end, like I said, it's gonna be more to Kai. And I'm hoping we do get some not flashbacks, but like more backstory of like
Mhm.
what his life really was like with his dad. Because you hear these pretty bad things and it turns out like it was almost like a mist over
Yeah.
and it was
Yeah.
different. So I'm intrigued to see like learning all of this stuff that we learned in the first book, how Kai is going to react to everything he just learned about his dad and everything going into the second book. I feel like that's
That was
when we'll get the depth.
crazy.
I know. It
I
was
was not
such
expecting
a
Yeah.
that at
twist.
all.
Yeah.
It was such a twist.
I
I
was
was
I
like,
was waiting for his dad to be the person I hate the least. And
Right.
then they turned around and I'm
Yeah.
like, wait a minute.
wait. Yeah.
What?
What? Yeah, that's the twist in The Witch, and I read it. But again, we're not at that question at the
We're
moment.
not at that question yet.
But still, so
I'm getting ahead of myself. Like I'm just like, all right, I'm ready to talk about everything. I remembered everything. I'm ready to go.
it just took Shelby a little bit since it's been so long.
She's
It's
like, my third eye is opened.
yeah, it's like let's go.
time.
Locked in. All
Ugh.
right.
So did
So
any character surprise you guys?
The witch. Really?
yeah,
Because well, because the whole, and I guess maybe it's time to talk about it. I don't know. It's
go ahead.
Let's do it.
We
It's-
all finished it.
yeah, it's the fact that they went to the upper palace to save her.
Yeah.
Right.
Because and Ilaria was like, you know what, maybe it's time, this is the time for me to, make peace with my witch heritage
Mhm.
after all of these years of hating it, and
Can't
maybe
let
this
a
is
fellow
step.
witch like be
Yeah.
tortured. Like, let's go
Yeah,
save
it's like
her.
she's
Yeah.
practically my family and I need to save her.
Yeah.
And then it flipped a complete 180, and come to find out the witch was like essentially the BBEG, the big bad evil guy, gal, whatever.
Mhm.
And
Evil witch.
Yeah.
son of, yeah. And
That was
and
crazy.
and the fact that she had been manipulating and controlling Kai's dad this whole time, and
Mhm.
he
Right.
was actually the one who was wronged and not the one to do wrong, was insane.
Yeah.
Or maybe he still did wrong, but he wasn't in control of himself. And it was just, oh my gosh, my heart was like wrenching at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, like you were saying, like the dad, the whole time, I'm like, man, how could you do
How could
this?
you do that? Exactly.
Like he's the worst character behind this, like the siren they were chasing. It's bad, but like the dad was bad. Like he
Yeah.
this whole siren wouldn't be who she was if it wasn't for the dad. And then you
Yeah.
find out
Yeah.
that, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta have those twists, which, I thought it was just, the dad being bad and there's
It's
gonna
just
be
the
some
author doing
twists
this. The author's just like, come on. Come on.
He's like, keep
Come
going.
on.
Keep going, dang it.
Keep going. And then you get well, here's what I did. I did an Onyx Storm thing. So I got to where is it? I got to this page right here, which is the last page. And I was like, what? And I was like, no. Because it said end. And
It's
I
like,
was like,
where's the rest of it? It's just
I was like, there are so many pages here that you could have explained yourself, and you didn't explain yourself right there. What
like,
are
did I
these
get a bad
pages for?
copy? Am I missing chapters?
Like, did I get the wrong copy? Even though I've got this directly from the author, but like, is this the wrong? Am I missing pages? Like, what's going on here?
If we ever see her, like if she's at the next event, we're gonna be like, what is wrong with you?
girl.
No, I'm gonna slam my hand down and I'm gonna be like, ma'am, where is book two?
You gave all three of us a dead book. Like it ended really crappily, and I needed more.
I was like, I'm gonna just be like the cliffhanger you left in this motherfucker. Give me the second
Onyx
book
Storm.
because I bet you it's not coming out until that event.
We'll be lucky if it comes out during the event.
If it but we can also, if she's there, we can talk to her and be like, hey, so book
We
two,
need your book like now.
Book
Yeah.
two?
I need your book like yesterday, like 3 months ago. Need a
Which
book.
makes me kind of want to read the other book she's got.
Yeah. What was the other
It's
one?
like it was like Scorpion, the shackled serpent or something. Let me look it
Yeah.
up.
I think it was on the back of the book, was it? Wasn't it?
No.
So
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah,
called
yeah,
The
yeah, yeah.
Shackled Serpent. It makes me kind of want to read that one because I'm like, your twist, like, if you continue these types of twists, like,
I'm
solid.
definitely. It's all part of her master plan to make you read all of her books first. Mwahaha. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
plan. But I am not yelling that because I'll scare the dog.
I
Learn to
read
type.
Plan.
I
I
read
read Plan,
Polon.
so
Polon.
so I'm like Master Plan. I mean, I got you. I'm there with you. I read Master Plan. Shelby just wanted to actually spell the word out. Like,
Shelby wanted to be a smartass, so yeah.
and she's drinking Mountain Dew, so she's yawning.
Yes. And have I yawned?
No, but you
Well, the more
almost
we talk
did.
about it and the more we think about it, the more likely it's going to
I
happen.
know.
So.
Okay. Do you guys have a advice you would give a character? Oh,
What was
really?
that for?
I'm
Who was that
flipping it off
for?
at Romeo.
Yawn, yawn, yawn,
Girl.
yawn. That's what Romeo's typing.
That is
So,
literally
I
what
know,
she
I
is
know.
typing in there. She is like, yawn, yawn, yawn. I'm not gonna yawn. I'm gonna
I'm about
fight it.
to.
So, yeah, your
Girl.
we're
camera's
not on
not on.
camera, so we're fine.
All right. So anyway, back to this is how bad squirrels are. No, you don't. No, you don't. Love you too.
Guys,
So if we could give one character advice.
guys, who would it be? And what would you say?
Jason.
Yes.
Jason. I would talk to Jason.
What would you say?
I would say, fuck everybody, live your life.
But he
Go
doesn't want
smooch him.
to.
Go smooch him. Go smoochy smooch all over. Fuck the consequences. Hey, if
But
he
do you
was
think that would make it
already,
better or worse for his life?
you know, it would get a weight off his
I don't
chest.
know.
It would get a weight off his chest. Because after holding all of that in, or I would say we may not, you may have had these feelings and all of this stuff, and you've come to a conclusion, and I get it. Maybe we can find something that makes you happy outside of Kai. Since
Maybe.
apparently Kai shoots for the other team, not that team.
Yeah.
But I would totally just sit and try to talk to Jason and try to make him feel not alone, not so alone in his emotions. I'd want to show that he
Yeah.
can open up to somebody, kind of like he did with Elle. Like just sit down and show
Right.
and lay it out, and he feels. This is really bad to say because I feel like I'm taking a page out of Kindle's book. Um, Sit down and let him know he has a safe space that he can open up and talk instead of
Yeah.
holding it all in. I
I feel like
really relate to
Elle
Jason a
could
lot.
do the same. Right. But I feel like both of them, Elle and Jason,
Yeah.
could
Yeah.
use definitely that talk. Like, and I get why she's keeping everybody at arm's length, but like, you
Yeah.
gotta learn. You can't go through life like that alone. Like, you gotta
No.
have that safe spot. Yeah, that
Yeah.
safe
That's
person you can just tell.
yeah.
And, and Rena was trying to be that for her throughout the whole book, and she kept saying, no, 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 like, I'm gonna leave you guys eventually anyways. And
Yeah, it's she Elle always kept everyone at arm's length, which I get with what she has. But that's another person is like sit down and be like, it's okay to have friends. It's
hmm
okay to talk and do all that stuff. But that's
Yeah.
me. Y'all say what y'all want to say. Like
I mean, you nailed it. I put
Yeah.
exactly what you said for both of Jason and Elle is you gotta trust in somebody. You gotta you can't keep it all in. Like,
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
it's
So
hard to keep all of that in. I know.
Yep.
especially in a post-apocalyptic world, where
Yeah.
you got like cannibals trying to kill everybody and eat them. Like, you gotta have
You're not
something.
wrong. You're not wrong. But yeah, no, definitely those two are two people that I'd want to sit and just take a page out of the therapy book that I don't own and let them just let everything out. Definitely do that.
Yeah.
Kendall, do you have anybody different or anything different?
No.
No?
I pretty much would have said something very similar to what Shelby would have said. Like, especially in terms of like how can he apply that? Because you can tell someone that to do something, but they may not know exactly like how to do it, like what method, and kind of encourage them to look outward instead of staying inward with yourself. Both Jason and Larry, because when you look inward all the time, you're just going to end up sitting there and wallow in it and spiral in it, and you're doing more harm than good to yourself. So
Yeah.
looking
I can say
outward
that
and
for a
seeking,
fact.
yeah, and so kind of looking outward and seeking out people in your life that love you and care for you and will support you unconditionally. you know it is okay to lean on them as a way to process what it is that you're going through.
Mm-hmm.
That would be something that I would want to share with him.
Yeah. Perfect.
Okay.
So, moving on. Did the story keep your interest throughout, or
Yep.
did it lag?
Nope. It kept my interest the entire fucking time. There was no lag. I finished this in the span of 24 hours. Like, it held my interest. Like, it was one of those books I could have read, stayed up until 2 a.m. and, like, but I need sleep, apparently. That's
Yeah,
god
man. Yeah, that's
awful.
it. I would
So,
say in the beginning it lagged a little for me, off and on. I mean, I was interested, don't get me wrong there, but I felt like it didn't keep me 100% of my time because it did take me, and I judge that off of how long it takes me. Like if I'm not busy outside of work or busy at work, things like that, and I'm like, "Ooh, let's read the book." Like I know it's keeping my interest, but if I'm like, let's watch interrogations or because I'm weird. Um, so in the beginning, it didn't hold me. I would say probably a good 80%. Like it held about 80% of my attention, and then about I would say a third of the way through, it definitely picked up.
yeah.
Not even
Yeah.
in the middle. It was like a third, and then it really started taking off. And then the last like 75%, just took me, ripped me, and turned me around. And I'm like, what? I don't even know what's happening now. Like, who's
Yeah.
who? Who's what happened?
I was
So,
like, I feel that because I was sitting there and I was reading and I was about this far in, about like right here, and I was like, God, okay, yeah. And then all of a sudden I go and I'm like, wait a minute, how did I get this far? When did this
right.
happen? How did this happen? I,
Hmm.
but I was reading it digitally, so like, it was one of those, I had to keep hitting play, and I was really mad. People needed me at work because I was like, "Stop!
Leave me alone.
No, leave me alone! I just want to read." So yeah, no, I
Okay.
feel you on that.
Yeah. Yeah, I it was one of those where it never lagged for me per se. As far as like the actual storyline, it was just one of those where I'd pick it up, I'd put it down, I wouldn't read for a few days. I'd pick it up and it would be the same, it would be like on repeat.
Hmm.
Like it kept my attention while I was reading it, but when it came down to like wanting to pick it up a second time, the feeling wasn't as strong.
Yeah, I get that. That's kind of how mine was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys have a turning point?
I didn't really have one much. I kind of stayed like consistent all the way to the end.
Yeah.
So, I can say that.
I feel like what really had me going, oh, okay, was when they went to save those people in the desert
Yeah.
and Larry pretty much didn't have a choice but to reveal
Yeah.
herself.
Yeah.
Because she had accidentally killed someone, and now there's this shift in the party dynamic, and it's like, oh, now we got secrets, and it's not just her.
Right.
Everybody's got secrets, and I
Yeah.
feel like that's what really like did it in for me, and I was like, ooh, okay, here we go.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
agree with you there. I agree with you there. But there was no turning point on how like I got sucked in, and those parts where they did go save people, and the fact that even as strangers, and they knew they were low on food, and they were like, no, here, like, I've eaten, you
Mm-hmm.
take the food, like
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
things like that. I really valued them for that.
Yeah. I would say I wouldn't have a turning point of how I felt about the book. I would say there was a turning point of the book going higher in my rating than it was
Yes. Yes.
until a point. And that point was like all the twists at like the 75% and longer. That definitely I was like, wow, okay. Because like Shelby, I'm constantly like, okay, looking for Easter eggs. Like,
Mhm.
okay, like
Mhm.
this could be this could be that. And if you like totally surprised me and wasn't even inkling of what who's who and who's what and who did what, I'm like, okay, that's the point where I'm like, okay, you surprised me. I read it a lot. Most things I can predict, and
Yeah.
yeah, I saw that coming, and maybe not to the full extent, but like the whole witch controlling everybody, I did not
Yeah, that I was
even
Yeah.
like,
Oh my
remotely see
gosh, yeah.
coming.
I
So
was
I'm
like,
like, okay.
interesting.
So I think
Yeah.
that was my turning point of when because it stayed about a 3.5, which again is a good score.
Yes.
But it definitely went higher when I'm like, okay, I was not expecting all these twists. Like they just kept
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah.
Kendall, do you have any turning points or?
I believe I just shared my turning point.
She did.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, she did.
I knew that. Okay,
I have like a cat
sorry,
hair on my
Brian.
nose, and I'm like, where the heck is it? It's like tickling, like right here and like right here. So I'm like, what the
So, expect a sneeze coming. Got it.
Okay.
Did you
Nope.
guys have a scene that had you kicking your feet or staring at the wall?
I had two in that. And that was when the very end of the book, I was like, uh, huh? For one. And two, she wasn't actually sleeping, and he needed a tree.
Um,
Yeah, that actually had me staring at a wall because I
She
oh dude,
stared at my TV for a solid. She was like, "Huh?"
no, okay, so there's a funny story that comes with this.
Okay.
So I was getting ready to read that chapter from Kai's perspective when I was at a new coffee shop picking up a drink on my way to Shelby's. And I just started reading like the first couple paragraphs, and I sensed that something may be happening, and that shop was so small that the guy standing in line behind me would not need to like bend over to see over my shoulder what I was reading. And so I was really glad that I didn't stay there very long because I shut the book before I actually started reading anything. Picked up my drink, went to Shelby's, started reading while she was taking care of Leo, and then I was like, "Oh no."
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
had to my brain short-circuited and I stared at the TV There was nothing on it. I was just staring at the TV.
Yeah, we
for,
hadn't. So it was funny. She I had just told her I'm giving Catching Fire one more chance. I'm watching it just so I can go see this movie with her. And we were getting ready to transition to the Star Kid musicals, because she wanted me to watch them, and I love them. They're so great. And I just hear her go, "What?" And I turn around and I'm like, "Oh,
What just happened?
what just happened?" So
I was
yeah,
like, no, it's just me.
Uh,
I'm freaking out.
yep,
that's great. Yeah.
yeah. Sorry, up to vet texted. They're asking how he is, and I'm like, he is KO'd right now in the bed. So,
Valid.
but yeah, no, it was definitely my those were some good scenes, man. Good
Yeah.
scenes, good, good, good.
I would say probably learning about the witch and that twist was like
Oh yeah.
really like granted that the whole scene you were just talking about, I was
Yeah,
like I was more laughing than staring at the wall, but I mean I guess
yeah,
the same thing. I just stopped and laughed. Um but yeah, the one that had me like shut the book and actually like what the fuck just happened was probably the witch learning all that, you know.
yeah, yeah. I agree with you there. I agree with you, because I'm like, what? Who? When? Huh? Were there
Where,
Easter
why,
eggs to
how,
this?
huh?
Yeah.
I
I
know.
didn't see that one coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause like even like revealing who the siren was, I was
Mhm.
like, there was nothing earlier in the book, no foreshadowing nor no nothing that could have
Mm-mm.
prepared me for
For
like,
that.
yeah. And I was like, dang. So
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Ugh, all right, I'm moving this closer. It is so bright. I wish they had a dark mode for freaking Google Docs.
they do.
ugh,
What?
Or no, not a dark mode, but you can get that extension, dark reader extension. Mine's dark mode.
You'll show
wow.
me how to do that later, because this is too
Yeah,
Yeah,
bright
we
for
yeah,
can
my
yeah, yeah,
we
yeah.
can
phone.
After
discuss
stream.
that.
Yeah.
Mine's black, so
Yeah,
yeah.
please show me how to do that later, because this is god awful.
Yeah. I'll get you taken.
Thank you.
Um, but yeah. So did you guys? We mostly answered this. Did you
We
guys
did.
predict the ending?
No,
No.
no,
No.
no, no, no,
Absolutely
no,
not.
no. I did not. I did not. Technically, is that even considered an ending? More like
I mean,
cliffhanger.
it's the end of the book, but
Yeah. Trust me, I'm not happy about
frustrating
it.
part of the book,
Yeah. If
especially with
this
no
book was 1,000
ETA.
pages, I probably wouldn't have cared. I would have kept going.
Yeah,
I've read 800-page books. That's nothing for me.
right. Yeah, that's to me that's epic fantasy. Most of the books are 900 pages, 1,200
Mhm.
Yeah.
pages. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's nothing. But
Throne of Glass
yeah,
over
that's
there staring at me with like 15,000 pages. So
one of these days you'll finish it,
I will, I
and
will, I will. I told myself I'm giving myself a year, because I'm not gonna read.
and
I'm gonna read the ACOTAR stuff digitally. So I have till. I'm gonna give myself till March. I'm gonna give myself till March.
and you have to call me once you get to the part, and you know what part that is.
Yeah, I
So,
will. I'll have to do that.
but anyways,
Anyway,
squirrel moment.
yeah,
Um,
lots of squirrel moments today, and I'm not on ADHD medication. So
I don't think any of us are.
no,
So,
God forbid if I
but
was.
which is why we can't stick to an hour time frame.
Oh
But
no, we're about to hit an hour though.
no, but we're not done yet.
We
Because then
we're
we
we're
have to
about.
discuss what we're doing in August, and we're gonna have some things to say about that.
Oh yeah, we are. Okay,
But anyways,
so we'll get there. So, um, what did y'all? I mean, we've talked about it. Like, what do we think of the ending? Shocker.
it shocked. It sucked, is
Oh,
what it did. The
absolutely.
ending
Yeah.
it sucked.
I panicked.
Not, yeah. So not in
Now-
a bad way. Actually, yes, in a bad way. It makes me really want book 2, and book 2 is not out, and there's no ETA, there's no title, there's no nothing to even give us a clue.
There's no breadcrumbs anywhere.
So what? Because it needs to be like below the ashes.
Honestly,
Above
I
the ashes,
like
above.
below the ashes.
I think
like
it was
that.
like I think the next book is called, because it's in here. It's, where is it? Beneath the Ruin.
Okay.
Is book 2.
Okay, that
I
makes
don't know
sense.
if I looked at that. Okay, I can do that.
I can wait for that.
That's a breadcrumb. Okay.
That's a breadcrumb.
It just needs to hurry though. But anyway.
Yep. All right.
Um,
I mean, did any of us have anything we would change or cut from the book?
Not really. I think some of it was repetitive about them walking and whatnot, but I mean, I feel like it was needed. Like I
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
don't like when stories just jump. Like the poof, they're at this new city now.
Yeah.
Like it's needed, but it's also like maybe trimmed a little. But again, like I felt like it was all necessary.
I
Yeah.
feel the same way about that. I feel the same way.
Yeah.
Kendall, go ahead.
No, I mean, I agree. I definitely feel like there's a purpose to the crawl.
Mhm.
Because it's kind of like it's like it's almost like a reminder for the readers that it's like, no, this is what that's what that life looks like for them. It's a lot of like traveling and a lot of wastelands, and there's a lot of nothing because this is post-apocalyptic dead world type stuff. And there's not much to really do in situations like that. So there are going to be times where things are action-packed and crazy, and there are going to be lulls in the journey where it feels like nothing's happening except the characters just kind of suffering out in the heat. And but I do appreciate the fact that those moments where it did slow to a crawl, there were opportunities for the characters to interact with each other in that way. Whether it was just within themselves and their thought processes or just with each other.
Yeah.
And just trying to figure out what the character dynamic is going to be like in that group now that there is this new fourth person.
Yeah. And just like going with the flow, even with an extra person added into the whole thing.
Yeah, it's them trying to make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do like that. How, anybody else have anything
No.
I want to say? Okay. I kind of feel like I could lump these two questions together. Just how do we feel about the author's writing style, and like, were there any quotes that stood out to us with those?
Yeah, I mean, I felt like the writing style, I enjoyed it. I felt like it was descriptive, it was easy to follow. I didn't have any times where I'm like, what the hell? Like,
Yeah.
but again, like I don't look for spelling errors because I think my brain, when I'm reading things, I know what the next word should be, that I'm just like, okay, just like
Yeah.
earlier, master plan. Like that's how I read it because that's how my brain works. I don't actually physically, I don't really read the word, but yet I
Yeah.
do. And sometimes I'm like, wait, my brain said this. That doesn't sound right. Let me rewind.
Yeah, it definitely made me laugh because I was like, oh, I have some things I could say about that. And you're just like, it said master plan. I'm like, no, no,
No, it didn't.
no.
But yeah, and I felt like I would say this is a somewhat negative, but don't get me wrong, the book was still good. I felt it leaned heavily on explanation instead of letting the story unfold, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
It was definitely very heavy written in a sense, like that whole saying, show me instead of telling me, let it kind of happen. I
Yeah.
felt like sometimes it was too, I don't want to say forced, but I don't know. That was my only. But overall, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the
Oh
book.
yeah.
I enjoyed the quest.
Mm-hmm.
But I did not have any lines or quotes, surprisingly, that stood out. There was some that I did highlight that was more just for me, like the grotesque, like we were talking about earlier, the gore parts. And I'm like, yeah, no, like, I couldn't survive. Like, yay on them for surviving in this world, because I definitely wouldn't
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
The writing style I thought was really, it was almost like it was a step up from just descriptive. I think just because of the way that she, like, I was able to very vividly imagine what the gore was like just given her words on the page.
Yeah.
And I was able to like grasp how the characters were really feeling with in that way as well. So just like from a technical perspective, I think it was really awesome.
Mhm.
And I actually found a quote this morning towards the end of the book that actually kind of like, it didn't necessarily hit me, but it was like a huh. And it was page 305. I think it was right when they're about to, they're still like sneaking around Mountain End before they realize that it was a trap. And Rena is sitting here kind of like spiraling because like this used to be her home. And Alary sees that, and she says, Alary tells Rena, don't let what you're seeing now destroy what you love about it. Your good memories will live on if you allow them to.
Mhm.
And that's
That's a good
something that like really snagged at me because, you know, as I'm growing up, I have all of these like fond memories of certain places and people, and then time changes those places and people, and sometimes for the better and sometimes for the worse, and
Yeah.
it's
Yep.
like, man, what happened? But that just kind of really put things in perspective for me in a way.
Yeah. I agree with you there. I agree with Kendall.
That's good.
Eh.
I like that quote.
Yep.
Shelby, it's your turn.
It was more what stood out to me was when she finally opened up, and it was kind of like one big I don't want to say therapy session, but it was just one big kind of like a let everything out on the table. And when she opened up about like this, all what's going on with her, and then Jason, what's going on with him, and then kind of what's going on with Rena, we haven't said her name in a minute, I forgot. Uh,
Yeah.
um, and her like learning about all of them, just kind of that really stood out, and I like how the author wrote it. Just it was more of a, I think it's time we get to know each other. It looks like we're going to be together for a while. This is
Yeah.
We're going to be together. We all need to know these things about each other, and not just let's baseline, because we're never going to fully trust each other unless we really say like what we have. So there is that.
Yeah.
That's my take on that.
That's good. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, cuz it kind of yeah, basically.
Really?
I didn't yawn. I didn't yawn.
Did she?
I didn't see it yawn. He's
I'm
getting
almost
the
out of
death
Mountain
glare.
Dew. I'm almost out of Mountain Dew, and I still haven't yawned.
Getting there. She's doing really good. Really, really good.
Yeah, I am. So,
I felt like hang on. Pause while I turn around and beat him.
Please.
Go ahead.
uh,
All right.
hey, bring your head right here so I can smack it.
Exactly. But ew,
I felt like we already answered this next question.
we did.
Pacing. So,
Um,
did you guys feel the book was more character driven or plot?
I think for the most part, it was character driven. And then up and little towards the end. And then it was like, okay, now it's kind of like an even balance.
Yeah.
Because the whole point was to hunt down the siren, deal with her, and potentially end the curse, right? And, amongst all of the traveling and the slow crawl, there was, while it was still on their minds, there was also just all of those concentrated moments on just getting to know each other.
Yeah.
yeah, I agree with you. I feel it was more character driven. There is plot, but I feel like it was more character driven throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was pretty specific. I put 80% of the first 80% was more character driven. The last 20% was a little bit of both. Because the first 80% you're learning about the relationship, how the group works, what their goal is, and how they treat others. Like you were saying earlier about like this is post-apocalypse. Food's like the most valuable resource, and they're just giving food away to people that need it, because they're like, we can always find more. But eventually, you're not always going to be finding food, but and they definitely have that. You're learning about the relationships and the growth and the backstory, and then the last 20%, it's like I would say more plot, of course, but you still have some more character driven. But I would say majority of the book is probably more character driven than plot, but
Yeah.
definitely tons of stuff going on. Don't get me wrong. There's, they're fighting off cannibals and all this, like
Yeah.
saving people, but
Yeah.
the last 20% I definitely drew me in more.
No, I agree. I agree. That I do, because there was, like I said, there was plot, but I feel like a good chunk of the plot did also come from the characters as well, so there is that.
Yeah. Because I mean, if you're not into saving people, you just move around your day. They purposely went to these camps to like save the people or save somebody being tortured. Like they purposely caused plot because of who they were.
Yeah.
And what their group stood for. So yeah.
Yep. So also like updating stuff as we go.
Answering your questions that you should have answered.
No. I'm deleting old answers as we go. It just shows.
I have a document for every book we've done. I don't delete anything. I make a new document and keep everything. So I'm like,
I have so many Google documents from all the stuff that I've written. I have to use the same. What I may do is starting now with, because we're gonna have different questions for next month. We're having completely different questions for next month, mostly.
Which is another discussion
thing.
we'll have to talk.
But yeah, we'll talk. We'll get the questions and all that stuff. But this one, starting with book in September, I'm gonna just take all of the questions and I'm gonna copy and paste them as they go down, so it's all one document instead of multiple documents.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I already have like 40 documents in my Google Docs right now.
Yeah, I mean, I got too many to count, but
yeah, I want to see if I can make like a folder, and if I can do that, then I'll do that stuff. But I have my scribe that I was gonna start writing all of them on, since I have it, but we'll see. So now we're would we recommend this book to anybody? And I would. I
Fans,
genuinely would.
yeah, I'd
I would
say.
say, go ahead, Kendall.
Oh, sorry. I'd say I would definitely recommend it to anyone who loves dystopian,
Mm.
like fantasy, dystopian fantasy, even like if you like horror a little bit,
And gore.
I'd say what?
Horror and gore.
And gore, yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all would get a kick out of this for
Mhm.
sure.
You would. I agree with you there, because
Yeah.
I genuinely do not like dystopian books. I hate them.
Really? I love
Oh, I
dystopian.
used to love them as a kid.
I hate the Hunger Games. I hate The Giver. I hate all of those
Girl,
books. All
you
of those
incite
books.
me.
I feel like you need to read update. Nothing against the Hunger Games, nothing against like Divergent and stuff, but I feel like you're reading the wrong dystopian books.
Okay, if you give me good ones, I'll read it. But it's got to have like it's got to have what I like in it. Like if I'm just reading like what happens in
Yeah.
the Hunger Games and what happens like
To, to be fair,
if it's like what?
all of the examples you gave are YA books.
That
That's
too.
valid. That's valid because I've learned I'm not a YA reader heavily. Um
But I feel like there are some. So this book I was going to mention is technically on Amazon labeled as YA, but I don't feel like it should. A Stark Few. I mean, you've talked about this book before.
A Stark Few.
Yes, by Alex Patton, I think. I don't remember. I would have to, but it's not a finished series, so don't go into it thinking it's finished. The last book comes out September.
I probably won't get to it until after then. Especially if I'm
But it's
listening to
definitely,
what I'm listening to next month.
yeah. So it's basically a dystopian underground prison. She's a prisoner. He's a guard, and there's like basically every second's a battle in this prison, and
Mhm.
they ended up going up top. And to me, it's a really good dystopian book
Okay.
that I think you would
It's
enjoy.
what is it called
It's not
again?
the best. Us Dark Few,
Us Dark Few. You
but I would
have talked
recommend
to
it.
me about this book
Hmm.
before. I have taken screenshots of this book. Yeah,
I'm waiting
September
for book
1st.
3. Yeah. But I feel like, yeah, you definitely need to be looking at some of the newer adult, like Kendall said, dystopian
Yeah.
books, because I love adult like dystopian books. I got a few from like my YA days that I
Yeah.
like absolutely love, but I don't know if I would love
Well,
it reading
I've
it now.
yeah, what I've learned with dystopian books and I realize what I like. I love forbidden romance. I love those.
Yeah.
I love the Divergent series. I liked it. Um this is going to make it cliche. I like the damsel in distress growth from a character. So the Divergent series, I liked how she was this weakling in the beginning because she comes from this very low place and trying to go up with these people who are like strong and do all this crazy shit. But all of a sudden I don't I don't know, it didn't hold my interest. I needed like more to it. Like I like when characters come from like nitty gritty, like lowest place in their life and they build up from there. And like I haven't found that in a dystopian book like this. This she's coming from lost everything. And yeah,
Daggermouth.
Daggermouth. Okay,
Daggermouth.
Daggermouth. Daggermouth. Hang on. Because you know I'm going to add it to my Kindle. Like,
I got the special edition. It's out, like the ebook's out, but it's being publicly or
Python is the second book.
It's being republished by like an actual publisher instead of her indie author.
Oh, it's a duology.
This book, the enemies to lover, very dark book. Highly, highly, highly recommend.
Okay, I saved
For
it.
a good dystopian book.
That's and that's what it is. I think I just need, like y'all said, to read the newer dystopian stuff. Cause all the old stuff,
Yeah.
I'm like, this is stupid. Like, I can't. I hate the Hunger Games, but I actually am intrigued to go see Hamish's story because it looks good, and a lot of the actors I like are in that movie, so I feel like I'm gonna enjoy it. So I'm gonna watch Catching Fire only, and I'm not watching the Mockingjay ones. Kendall said the people in this one are from Catching Fire, not from Mockingjay. And then The Giver could have had more. Like I like the dark nitty gritty of things. I like, and it doesn't do that. YA doesn't do what my dark romance does. So that's why
Read this one, because so I won't go into depth about Daggermouth. I've really been wanting to reread Daggermouth.
okay.
But the two characters, so to put the plot of the story together in one sentence, I would say they must decide between killing each other or burning the city to the ground.
Burn that damn city down.
So that kind of gives you like an inkling of the whole, like,
Okay.
it's definitely a true enemies to lovers. It's not
Okay.
like, oh, we're instantly in love with each other. That I want true. I'm gonna kill you,
I'm gonna make
and
my
then we
sticky
eventually.
notes. I'm gonna make my sticky notes. And we'll do
So,
that.
anyways, back to the book we actually read for July.
We're at the end. We are at the end. We're on the last 3 questions because, well, actually 2, because we already answered, would we recommend this book? Yes, we would. I would.
I mean, I would, for someone that likes dystopians, like the slow burn, post-apocalypse, they need to check their triggers, of course, because just like
Obviously.
almost everything we read, you need to check your triggers. But I feel like if you're looking for non-stop action,
An
a
action,
standalone
like
book,
sword action, not crossing sword action,
yeah,
unfortunately.
tell
Anyway.
me. I don't think this would be a book for you. It is definitely not finished, as you probably heard us rant. It is
We
not
want
finished.
book 2.
We want book 2. So if you're looking for a nonstop action, instant romance, cozy, don't even
This
consider
is
this
not it.
book.
Definitely
This is
check your
not for you.
triggers because there's one at the top that it's cannibalism. So definitely check your triggers and see what.
In the background, you hear
Yeah,
a lot about it. Not
you
that the
do.
main characters are
Yeah.
cannibalism.
Yeah,
Just
you.
want to make that clear.
Yeah, there's no.
That'd be
They're not
interesting.
cannibalists.
But anyway,
They don't do that. It's in the
okay.
background. Okay. So what did we rate this book?
So my rating for the first 80% was 3.5. It jumped up to, I would say, pretty close to 4.5.
Okay.
I'd
Kendall?
say 4.25.
Mine is 4.5.
Mine was
It was
5.
really good.
I figured that 5 was coming. I just couldn't give it a 5 because it didn't keep my interest the whole time. Like,
yeah.
and that's what's amazing for books. Me and Shelby have pretty similar tastes, minus the sword crossing, because
I'm
it's not
good
really
with
for
it.
me. I will read it, but I don't seek those books. And it's funny because this book held your attention a lot more than I felt like it held mine, which is
Yeah.
why I can't give it a 5. But
This.
again, like, it was a 3.5, which, again, don't get me wrong. I think we discussed this last month. Like, I was talking to somebody and they're like, a 3.5, you must have hated it. And I'm like,
No.
No.
if I hated it, I'd DNF it.
Yeah.
Like, I
I
just don't even give that shit a shot.
if I don't like a story, I don't finish it. If
Right.
it sucks. That's why the rule in my house is I read the book first on Kindle Unlimited because 99% of the books I have are on Kindle Unlimited. The only one that isn't is Throne of Glass and Akatar. Only two. Everything else has been on Kindle Unlimited. If I like the book enough, I buy it. It goes on my trophy shelf, but it has to be special edition. Or if I can't get a special edition, I got to get all of them the same.
Yeah.
That's just yeah, but 3.5 is good. You you were able to put a book out and you wrote it, you did it, and the story was enough to get me to finish it. Did I finish? If I can finish something in 24 hours, you're getting 5 stars. You're getting 5 stars from me. If it takes me 48 to 72 because I've been busy, that's on me. So 5.
Right.
But if it takes me a week to get through it, you're getting 3.5 to 4, 4.5. And
Yeah.
that's how it is. So I never go
So
below a 3.
you definitely finished this book faster than I did because I started it way before y'all did, and
Yeah.
it's like the day after you finished it, I finished it. But work has not been the best lately, so I will
Yeah.
say that.
Works.
Partly was the book, but partly I was like every time I sit down to read, I'm like, ooh, audiobook. That sounds like a better plan.
So, but you also don't like doing the assistive readers much, and I enjoy.
Oh,
I like the assistive readers, especially when I'm at work.
I just I need to give it a solid shot. Like I try every now and then for like a chapter or two, but then I'm like, I guess it would depend on the book because again,
Yeah.
there's some things it can't pronounce right that just irks me. So if it's
Yes.
anything to do with Fae, can't do it
No.
because I don't remember how it says Fae, but it's sure the
I think it's like. I think it's Fae. I think it's how they
yeah.
say it.
I'm like, I can't. I'm sorry,
I
but if Fae
mainly
is
I mainly use it for my like hockey romance or like the non-fantasy romance stuff. That's when I'll use it. If it's fantasy romance, I will find it on Everend. I will find it on Audible.
right, and that's
This
usually
next thing we're
what I
talking
read.
about, I got every single audiobook. I will not listen to them in any
Good.
other way but audiobook
Yeah.
because I love them so much.
So did everybody say their rating? Again, more scrolling moment over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody said it.
Okay, I
Every
thought so. But
everybody said what we rate it.
do you guys have a question for the author?
When's book 2?
Are you
Yeah.
gonna spare Jason?
Are you gonna spare? Yeah. What?
Is he gonna be a Riddick? Riddick dies or
Mm,
Riot?
I
Do
don't know about
not.
that.
Do
I
not.
don't. I don't know about that. I feel like it's just because we finally started getting somewhere with Jason, and then all of a sudden,
He's gone.
like
I.
the book left him unconscious.
Yeah. He better not be dead. I don't need
You know,
another
we're gonna
Liam.
get book 2. The book is gonna be like, he died. And we're gonna be like, close the book. We're done. It's fine.
It's gonna be like we're just sitting there going, okay, we're about 70 pages in, and we're like, okay, haven't seen anything about Jason, and then it's like goes to Jason Prove. So I floated next to him as a ghost. I'm done. Done. Out of here. I love my depression boy. Don't kill off my depression boy. All right. Any other questions for the author?
No.
Oh.
I bet why. Like, why?
Why?
Why end it the way you
Why?
did?
I
Why?
feel like she could
Like,
have
I
gone
get it.
one more chapter in Kai's Proof. That's what I feel. Like, what are his emotions right now with everything happening? Is what I want. But I feel like we're
Or
gonna get
like
that in
his
book 2.
yeah, I feel like we are. I feel like I guess I don't want to say it's a good thing they ended it like this, but it definitely gets us talking and annoyed
Yes.
and hunting book 2 as soon as it comes out, type of thing.
Yeah.
So I do get it, but then you're like, the book just seems unfinished, but I guess it is. It's an
Yeah.
unfinished series, so it's like, why?
We'll get
Why?
there.
Why
We'll
do
get
we
there.
read books that aren't finished? I keep telling myself I won't,
We
but then
we like torturing ourselves. We like pain. We like the pain. Um but yeah, no. So
you didn't put any content warning, so that's all I'm gonna say about that. So
yes, yes. So sorry. I forgot to do that before we started the stream. So
but yeah, that was the book. Any last thoughts on the book before we move on to what we're doing next month, which I know Shelby's just itching to put it up there. Any last thoughts of Above the Ashes?
Nope.
no. Okay.
Go for it, Shelby.
All right.
Yeah,
So
Shelby's real
next month.
excited.
I know. She's so excited. So am I, don't get me wrong. But I think Shelby's slightly more excited.
Shelby looks offended, low key.
Yeah.
She's like, okay, you don't have to call me out like that. You're so loud.
Yeah, like okay, where's the thing? There it is.
Truth hurts sometimes, ain't it? Doesn't
Okay.
it?
So book in August. The books in August. We are going to be discussing this whole series. Crystal and I have read well, Crystal's going to finish Chaotic. I just got the Chaotic audiobook. I've already read Chaotic.
I have not touched it. I have not read it. I've been waiting on the audiobook because that's how I devour these. I don't think I've read any of them since The Sacrifice. I have not read any of these since The Sacrifice.
You got
So
a month to catch up with me.
I devoured all of them on audiobook. I just have not done Chaotic. So I think I'm gonna re-listen to Madness and then start Chaotic.
I have read Chaotic. My goal is to listen to all of them again next month. And the only reason is because I started listening to the ritual again. And I'm catching things that have happened in the other books being said in the ritual as Easter eggs to get you ready for the next book.
Allow that.
No. I get that for you. I get that for you. I am doing grunt work at work where I put both headphones in and I ignore the world and do my job. So I will be heavily listening to these books. The only one that I can honestly say that I have not really listened to, but I got a synopsis of because I was told I didn't have to listen to it. Definitely read Sabotage. You need it for Chaotic.
Okay.
You need it for Chaotic. Because I was like, what the fuck is going on with this one person? I'm like, oh, that's from Sabotage. I did not fully read that book. That would be why.
That's the same. Okay.
So
I'll start with that one.
Yeah. But this is my favorite dark romance series of all time. It is.
Yeah.
And funny
so the
enough,
questions are gonna be different. We're gonna, like I said, I doubt we're gonna single one book. I think it's just gonna be a broad overview of the series.
A lot happens in these books. A lot to condense it to one.
Probably playing for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
It's probably a good plan because I feel like
there's a lot to discuss with these books. There's a lot. Yeah. And they're very, 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 and I cannot express this enough, very dark. Very dark. They are not like Painter's Obsession dark, but they're darker. There's not a lot of light.
In a different aspect, they're darker. Yeah.
Yeah, there's not a lot of light happening in these books. It is a very heavy trigger warning,
heart-wrenching.
heart-wrenching, especially in Chaotic. Chaotic is one that you can ask Kendall. She was watching me have a full mental breakdown reading that book.
Yeah.
The stories in each of these are their own individual stories, but they all tie in together, which is
I
why
would
it's
not recommend going into just one of them. So
no. Um,
this,
they
but
the
if you want to learn about the Lord series, we will not spoil it super much, but we will be discussing the series as a whole. So
we yes, and there is a lot of extracurricular activities happening in almost every other chapter to every chapter, but the plot is so good in this series. So, and I know that she's got another book coming out. I don't know when. I know it's called The Lords. Um, so I did want to reread all of it. Again, I know what happens in all the books. Like it's one of those books I've listened to these like 2 or 3 times already and it's stuck. So, I'm I am here for all I
all the
can't wait.
feels.
I love all of them.
So
So,
if you want to learn about the Lord series, and if you've already read most of them, try to read
mhm.
all of them up until Chaotic,
Yep.
and we'll think of a date for next month. This is kind of a perfect time for us to do it because Kendall is sitting out this month.
Yeah.
So,
That's the whole reason we're doing this. And I will
Sorry.
which
say,
she's still welcome to join us during
yeah.
our
Yeah.
conversation,
Yeah, you're
but
welcome
might
to.
might
Uh
not have too much input, but
yeah. Which that's totally fine. I will say these books are not tiny.
no.
They are not tiny. I can have them
I think
sitting
it's
right
like a
here.
30-hour audiobook, ain't it? Like pretty
No.
lengthy.
Well, noted, we listen at like
Well, by
quite a
speed, but
bit of
still.
speed. So, and these books are always at my ready. Like they're always at the ready. Uh, but like the ritual itself is this big. It's about almost my pinky. Whereas
I feel like that's
Madness,
the smallest one.
no, Sabotage
Yeah.
is the smallest one.
Oh,
Whereas
well,
Madness is quite a bit thicker.
we like them thick.
We do. I love him. I
Thick,
love him.
dirty, and dark.
Dirty and
And
dark, and you get a lot of depth of each of them. And they show, and the reason you start with the ritual all the way to chaotic is because the ritual you only see maybe one person from the other books, but once you hit the center, you're getting Riot, you're getting the guy from the sacrifice, you're starting to
yeah,
be introduced to Carnage, um, and Madness and Chaotic. The guy's on there too. Like you start getting introduced to so many characters, and it becomes it's like a whole dark soap opera. It's
yeah,
fantastic. And
I
isn't
completely
he just
agree. And
adorable?
I know, I'm sorry, but yeah, that's probably one of my favorite ones.
I'm sorry. Sin, Cash, and Hayden. That's Hayden.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I loved Riot. I did, and then I met Cashton and Hayden, and I was like, I'm gonna keep
Bye.
Sin, and because Sin and Cashton are my guys. Hayden's the third, but Sin and Cashton are my favorite. Their stories are my favorite. So, yeah.
But yeah, that's the plan for next month. So
Mm-hmm.
join us in the darkness
Definitely.
and the deep dive.
And
Um,
please check the triggers before you hop in here.
we will be discussing the books in depth. So if you don't like hearing about the darkness,
Don't join the darkness.
don't join us because I think me and Shelby are pretty deep down and dark. You know which book we need to reread? Do you know which one I'm going? The Den.
Oh, Den of Vipers?
Yeah.
I got the audiobook.
So that was my. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna start reading dark romance. What book should I start with?
I started with Den of Vipers too.
We both did, and I'm like, wow, I went dark for my first book.
And you know
So
what? It didn't phase me. I just kept going. And then I got the
I mean,
special edition that has
I
extended shit.
paused it every now and then when I first was reading. I was like, wow, okay, that's where this is going. I like it, but you
Yeah.
know, I was not phased, and I think that's where our love of darkness, because we didn't go to the shallow end first. We just went to the deep end. And we're like, jump on in, let's. You'll
I
be
think
fine.
it
We
makes
all
me
float down here.
yeah, it does make me laugh though, because like I'll talk to people about what I read and I'll tell people I read dark romance. I do.
Yeah.
And I love dark romance. I mean, clearly look at the audiobook I'm on. But but it's just a when I started with Den of Vipers, I was like, why is this not phasing me? Like, why does this not bother me as I listen to this? Am I okay? And then I realized I'm not, but that's fine. I'm here
I'm
for a
right there
good
with you.
time, not a long time. So I'm looking up the audiobook.
I'm buying Sabotage now on Audible because apparently I don't have that one. Probably with 1 credit. Now I'm down to 6 credits on Audible. Yay me!
Ah,
But
there
yeah,
it is. Hmm.
so anyways, we got off to a squirrel moment again.
We did, but this is what August is gonna be. I was about to say September. This is what this is definitely what we'll be doing in August, and then we will be open to discussing what we want to do in September as a book. So, yeah, as Jason comes and gets in the camera. So, yeah, great.
It's fine. Anyways, I guess we can end it there, and
Yeah, we'll end it there, and
Shelby and I will get together really soon and see when our next stream will be for the August
yeah,
Lords discussion, and we'll post it in our Discord, so be sure you're following that. And
yep,
I think the next stream is, or the next scheduled stream will be Wednesday for the Mythic runs with Big Texas Goat and myself.
hmm
And then join us for their event on Friday, the Fire Pit on
yeah,
Discord.
yeah.
All is welcome.
Everybody's welcome to that. I don't think I have physicals that night.
But yeah, so thank you everybody for joining us, and until next time.
Yeah, we'll see y'all next time. Bye.